Hi, this is James of Megalife21.com, hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet, and I am here at the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey with the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisman. And the theme of the show is what is wrong with corporate America. Okay, unless we go with a better theme. But originally, originally it was called What Corporate America is Really About. I might go with that. I haven't made up my mind because this is such a big, serious subject. Anyway, we used this in the previous video to show you as an example of exactly what corporate America thinks of you, the consumer. And if you watch the previous video, you'll know that this represents the downsizing of products being sold to you, and
at the same price.
At the same price, and meanwhile, all right, the products are downsized, the quality is downsized, and the salaries of the American workers working for those corporations are downsized, and the workforce itself is downsized, and the benefits are downsized. So, but as far as giving you a great value for your money and a high quality value, forget about it. It's like we were using the other example of Ford Motor Company's old commercial, quality is job one. No, not for American corporations. Maybe for Japanese corporations or South Korean corporations or German, whatever, international companies, but not corporate America. What I want to talk about now, if I can move the ice cream aside, is, oh, by the way, it used to be a half gallon, now it's like 1.5 quart, and I predict it's bound to get smaller. Pretty soon they're all going to be pints, or maybe shot glasses. That's how much they think of you, American consumer. American auto industry, I made some connection in the previous video. I mentioned some things about American auto industry. Reverend Bill, every time I hear representatives from the American car companies talking about the crisis they're in, and they're coming very close to bankruptcy and being driven out of business, they're not far from it. There's one thing that the U.S. auto industry never says on TV. One excuse, the one idea American car companies never come up with is, why don't they simply just lower the price of their vehicles?
God forbid.
They know they can't compete quality-wise with foreign car companies. That's not going to happen. Lower the price of the vehicles.
Especially now with their inventory. They have inventory all over the place.
It's that simple.
So cut the prices in half and unload the inventory.
It's that simple. If you can't beat Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Hyundai, Kia, and all these other companies, if you know you can't beat them in terms of quality and durability, lower the price of the American vehicles significantly and make it easier to finance them. Lower the interest, or give them zero interest for like the first couple of years or so, or zero interest across the board. No down payment, low interest. Give the American consumer incentive to buy American instead of Japanese.
Well, they're closing down dealers. That's what they're doing now.
Downsizing the dealerships.
Yeah.
General Motors and
they're learning that they have too much product.
Right.
And obviously, if it's true, they're overextended, meaning too many dealers. But how else do you sell cars? If you don't have a Ford dealer in your general area, I don't think you're going to be buying a Ford.
Or Chevy, whatever,
Right?
No.
So I don't know how that's going to work out or shake out.
People are not going to... Well, here in northeastern New Jersey, some individuals go to Pennsylvania, let's say maybe Lancaster County. I know one guy...
For the auctions.
Well, not only auctions, but I know one guy that used to buy his Chevy Corvettes at a dealership in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the guy lived in Wayne, New Jersey, Passaic County, and he used to go there because the Chevy Corvette was $10,000 less than the local Chevy dealers. So he used to do it out. One guy I know.
How many people can do that?
No, not many.
Not many.
One guy I know actually has his car registered in Pennsylvania and has the insurance, Pennsylvania-based insurance, just to not to get ripped off in New Jersey. All right, my Russian friend, he does that. Everything's registered in PA because of all the shysters and I guess corrupt politicians or whatever. Permit for that in New Jersey is really horrible. From
the gouging state.
The gouging state. From that
yeah,
to
we have a high cost of living here in New Jersey.
It's the most densely populated state, the biggest rip-off state of the country. They charge people to go on the beach, pay a high cover charge. You got to pay to park just to use a beach, which incidentally
is supported by your taxes.
Supported by your taxes, and beach real estate is supposed to pretty much belong to the United States citizens and not be privately owned. It's the beach, the ocean.
Yeah, well, when the Bush administration was in, that's what they thought, that the land that we own,
right,
as a government, should be given away free to the oil companies and the timber companies and everything. They don't have to pay any royalties or anything.
Well,
just let them go.
With neoconservatives, everything is about corporations, and not about
corporations
you.
Corporations and money given into your hand for your campaign.
Right. Well,
so that they can do what they want.
Some of the demon child of American neoconservatism, like let's say Colombia, that's pure American free market capitalism, and everything and anything go. Talk about deregulation. Everything and anything goes. Like I said, the government does absolutely nothing, not even for the kids to go for their education. They don't pay for their education. If you're poor and you go to the emergency room, they don't pay for your medical care. You die outside the hospital. It's pure American free market capitalism. That's the example under a neoconservative, not under Obama.
No rules, no regulations. No rules. That's what the problem is.
Now, the Smith. Let's do a little swine flu update.
Schweinhund.
From what I understand, there's a lawsuit going on with some of the victims of the swine flu. I think the family, Esmeralda, the family of the poor, was a 33-year-old teacher from southern Texas.
Yes, they're pregnant.
She was pregnant, and they saved the baby, but she died of the swine flu.
Yeah.
That girl, her family is suing. Apparently, there's a connection between the Smithfield Meat Company from the United States, the famous Smithfield Virginia ham and Smithfield cold cuts, provisions.
Yeah.
Apparently, Smithfield owned the pig farm in Mexico where the swine flu first emanated from, and the conditions were extremely unsanitary, and Smithfield, from what I understand, knew about it and did nothing. So the connection I'm trying to make with this swine flu update in corporate America is this is the very attitude of corporate America right here. They know the conditions are unsanitary, but they don't want to spend the money to clean up the pig processing, the pig farm, and do it right.
And the inspectors don't do their job,
or
they're paid off, or something of that nature.
And this is the result: swine flu, just like mad cow disease.
If we were a country that was really cared about our people, we would make sure that anybody having anything to do with food would be well regulated.
Exactly.
This is food.
Health.
This is what exactly
going in your body.
Sustenance.
Right.
Food, water.
Well, how do you think mad cow disease started? They were giving cows. They were feeding cows because they were too greedy and cheap.
Yeah, ground up cows and poop, and it said.
Yeah, they would take old or sick cattle.
They're not carnivorous.
They're not carnivorous animals. They're vegetarian. They would feed them ground up sick cows.
Yeah.
Cows eating cows.
Yep.
And that's how Mad Cow Disease started. Greed, corporate greed. We'll catch you on the next one.